Okay, and hello. So, I'm giving you a little present here. It's a review of this movie called The Taking of Deborah Logan. A little precursor to the Halloween franchise, which I'm gonna start on Monday with the first one, then end on the next Monday with Halloween Resurrection. But, anyway, this, this movie is based on a true story in 2013, and these two college kids are doing a project about Alzheimer's, and this woman is older. She has Alzheimer's. Well, I mean, I don't know. You'll find out later. But anyway, so the two college kids they pull up, and Sarah, which is the daughter of Deborah, because has to take care of her pretty much. Um, Sarah's behind the house, is behind on the pay to the house, but won't sell it because she wants her mom to live there. But so the deal is like, as long as they pay money to her for living in the house and recording her and that type of stuff, they can do it. So at least there's a reason to this. Um, but anyway, and Deborah, she's I mean, very early stages of it, if she even does seem to have it, because like she's just forgetting a few things here and there. So it's nothing bad. And it goes on to talk about how bad it is and just everything, and it is bad. But anyway, and then it goes to people that know Deborah and stuff. It says that she's a fighting woman and is doing everything she can to help, like, not stop it because you can't stop it, but to prolong its effects. And anyway, and then and then for and then she just takes the turn for the worse after they get there or something. But so she has a knife pointed at the cameraman because she thinks that he stole her spade, which is like a gardening tool. But anyway, in the guy's like there's this like door in the kitchen. He's like going through that. It was really funny, but anyway, then and she anyway, and then he's flipping out, and then she just gets on the ground. Deborah does, and just lays there and cries pretty much. Then they get her settled down. She goes to sleep for a little bit, wakes up. They ask her about it. She's like, "What do you mean? Oh, blah, blah, blah." But, and so, anyway, middle of the night, then they get up. Or, well, Deborah gets up first, and gets up. And then Sarah sees that she's on the bed. She starts flipping out. But they find Deborah. She's staring out the window. They turn her around. She like took a big hunk of her like throat out, like the meat, and like it was, oh my gosh, like they used some pretty good effects in this movie. Well, at some points, I mean you could see there's one picture up right now that like she's eating. Yeah, I'll get to that later. But anyway, so obviously she has to go to the hospital, and now she took a turn for the worse, and now she's in a very aggressive middle stage of it. The doctors say, and she doesn't remember any of the spade stuff, any of the ripping throat out, anything like that. But she likes to draw, and or will paint more. But same difference, right? But anyway, in the paintings, like, you know, it's pretty much a picture of the house, a painting of the house, but in this out through a window, and you just see like a dark figure, not dark as in, you know, black, but like just a dark ghost-like figure. And just it's a pretty creepy. And she keeps just slowly losing her memory, one memory after the other, after the other, after the other. So then they think Deborah's asleep, and so Sarah, the daughter, and then the two college kids help, like, doing the project. They're just talking, and then they hear like a shaking type of sound from upstairs, and then the daughter goes up there to check on the mom. The cameraman goes to find Deborah in the dark looking out the window. She starts nailing the door, or the window shut. Like, she pulls it down and just starts nailing them. And they have cameras all over the house, and this is after everyone's asleep. Okay? And and it shows that Deborah gets up like she's like shocked, like she goes, "Oh." And anyway, she wakes up, goes to the window, and then Sarah gets up to use the bathroom, she says. Not in there. She wakes up the other two people. They go looking for her, and the window she nailed shut was now open with blood on it, and so they're freaking out. They run out the door. They go looking for her in the woods. She's stabbing the ground. She's stabbing the ground with that spade she had. And yeah, she has blood all over her hands. I don't know if they never said if it was hers, but I'm guessing it's hers. But anyway, and the one woman, not Sarah, but the other woman that is doing the project, is washing off Deborah's like hands and fingers in the sink, and she's asking her questions, but Deborah is just staring just at her, like, very demonic, like, I guess you could say. And anyway, and then next day, nothing has happened so far. She's getting interviewed like a professionally, kind of, and has a mic on her and stuff, and they're talking, and the daughter shows the mother the video of her like stabbing the ground. She's like, "Oh, why didn't you stop me? Blah blah. I don't remember that." And then they go on to say some things, and Deborah just gets up, starts attacking the cameraman and the camera and stuff, and then she just like pretty much passes out almost. And then second trip to the hospital, the doctor takes tests, and now she has like something wrong with her back. It's like it's scaly almost, like very dry and scaly. And then the like nurse woman is trying to, she said like, "Okay, Deborah, now put these white blocks into a T formation." And she's like, "I can't do it," and she starts picking at her skin. And she goes to town and starts just ripping chunks out. They have to stop her. And they get that bandaged up and stuff. Then they go back home, and it just cuts to Deborah just playing the piano and just stares directly at the camera. It was really weird. And then Deborah, I don't know, I guess she likes little toys or something. She starts eating some like little like not really toys, but they're like small figurines type. They kind of look like nutcrackers, but they weren't nutcrackers, but they were like small. And anyway, and the cameraman just playing with the camera, looking around the house, finds a snake. So, and then he's snooping around. He goes into, it was either an attic or just some place where not a lot of people go or something in the house, and he finds some paintings, and it's like the same, almost the same painting. Each time it was just looking out a window, but each time this dark figure got closer and closer and closer, and he's like, WTF, brah? And then he sees Deborah, and anyway, he sees Deborah, and he's like, oh no. Anyway, and then this window just like flies like up open, and he's trying to show the other people. He's like, look at this, blah, and they're like, oh, it was a draft or something. Yeah, yeah. Anyway, so we proceed the next day. Well, actually, yes, the next night, actually. And so, I guess Deborah used to work as a switchboard, like, worker, which was pretty, they had to use it way back in the day for, like, phone calls. You'd have to contact them, then they'd have to contact the other person, and then wait for them to get it, then contact them both together. You know. Anyway, and she still has hers in her house, but it's up in the attic, and this starts like blaring off. And of course, Deborah is in her room. They go looking for her. She's just naked on the switchboard. She starts speaking in tongues and demon voice, and then sparks go everywhere. It's just a fiasco. And then yes, but anyway, and then Sarah starts talking about this one like local boogeyman, pretty much. He killed four like young girls, and 4 young girls, and anyway, and Sarah's talking about it, and the other 2 kids are like, what are you talking about? And so searched it up, and he was a doctor, like a well-known doctor and stuff, but then he went missing, and he tried to like, so there's this old like myth type of thing around there where like you kill like 5 young girls and you get immortality or something. It's this old cult ritual or something. They didn't explain it too well. But anyway, in each one of the girls was on their head carved like a snake symbol type of thing, and then they were all like partially eaten, so he was cannibal. And yeah, and the camera guy's just like done by this point. But anyway, and then skip a little bit to the next day, and the 2 college kids walk into the house, and they just hear, like some weird sound. They're like, oh, that must be Deborah. They go into the bathroom, and Sarah's already in there, but she like just throws up earthworms and dirt. So 3rd trip to the hospital now, and they're there. Sarah's like, she threw up effing worms, and then the doctor's like, well, she's a gardener, right? Well, maybe she just, and And Sarah runs in there, gets escorted out by security. So they all go back home, but Deborah. And she has a best friend that is male, that is like pretty much her age. And he had been drinking, and he just, I don't know, he decides, hey, this must be a good idea, and starts like shooting at the house, and shoots the cameraman's like window to his van. So he's very ticked at this point. Anyway, and then Deborah gets out of bed. They try to put her back in, and she starts speaking in tongues and things like that, and just it's so speaking in tongues. Anyway, then we skip a little bit, and it's Sarah talking to this like doctor that's very religious, and he says he's talking about that murder I was talking about before, and he said you need to find the like fourth body that he killed and burn it, because he believed that the murderer was taking over like her, Deborah, and by burning it, it would like eradicate the like spirit in that, so then it could move on. But it turns out that her best friend Harris was actually the killer, or at least it seemed that way, because he knew every single thing where it was. And then but before they can burn the body or anything, Deborah leaves the hospital on her own thing when she wasn't supposed to, with a little like cancer patient girl that's probably like, she was 9 at the time. And anyway, and a cop tries to stop her, right? Well, he gets his like part of his neck bitten off, so yeah, he did. But so they go to over this mountain where all of the other victims were killed, and then go to the mountain where they were killed, and she's just standing there holding that little girl's hand, and the cops and Sarah and everyone else comes up to her, and they try to cover her, and Deborah just like spits acid or something into the sheriff's face, and he dies. And anyway, and then everyone's distracted. or Deborah and that girl, run away somewhere, and then Sarah and the other 2 girls or Sarah and then the other college student are going with Sarah to try to find her. They see this river, and they watched a documentary on that killer. That's the same river, so they knew they were on the right path. They go into this cave, and they go through like this little like pipe-like thing, and has a bunch of snakes in it. Anyway, they get through there, and they just see Deborah trying to eat that little girl, and I have a picture of it up there. And anyway, and Sarah has a gun at this point, and shoots her, but Deborah's just, I don't know, she's fine, but then gets sedated with a shot. I don't know how that works out, but yeah. Anyway, then Sarah and the other college student, they find the body, they burn it, and then so it seems like it's all over, and then goes to like news stuff about it, and this is like, I guess, a couple months into the future, Like, it skipped a few months. And, it shows Deborah, and the news reporter said, and she is so badly into Alzheimer's, she can't even walk, talk, like, anything like that. So I'm guessing she's about to die. But, and then the news cuts to that cancer girl that Deborah was with. She's turning 10. They talk to her. They interview her. They're like, "So, so after this milestone, what are you gonna do?" She's like, "Oh, well, that's a secret." And then just looks into the camera, with a little evilness. So, and then cuts to black, credits roll. So, pretty nice ending. I'd give it like I'd have to say like 5.3 out of 10. It wouldn't be my first choice for anyone to watch, but I mean, if say you're on Netflix or something, and you're just scrolling through, nothing to watch, and, say it's October like it is now. Oh, I want to watch a horror movie. Ooh, that looks pretty good, I think. Maybe. I don't know. Oh, wait. The scene this kid said, this movie you might want to watch. I'll watch it. Yeah, I'd watch it if there isn't too much else going on. But, I don't know. It was... At parts of it, it was decently thought out and stuff, and then other parts, some things just didn't make sense. Like, how was the best friend the killer when she's known him forever, and and then him shooting the place, I don't know how that works into it at all. But yeah, so thank you for watching, and thanks for watching my other video, because it hasn't been up for that long, and I already saw like 4 views. That's more than I was expecting this early on. But so thank you. You should subscribe. And stay tuned for Monday, then Tuesday, then Wednesday, then Thursday, then Friday, then Saturday, then Sunday, then the next Monday, for all of the Halloween franchise, excluding the 2 remakes. So thank you, and I hope you have a wonderful night.